hello, folks. We'll see who's around tonight. I realized that what I should be doing with these live chats is actually setting up events so you can have a little waiting room beforehand, but I've always just kind of done it last second. Let me switch this chat around. I did not talk to Christian today. I don't know who's around or doing what. There's Anna Lee. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I noticed this today too, or recently on YouTube. The handles are all changed again to, the bunch of letters, bunch of numbers instead of just your straight up names. Well, it's good to see you, Anna Lee. Hi ho, hi ho. We'll go either way. Hi, Nydia. Good to see you as well. Happy New Year, everybody. Got a bunch of stuff to pass along, which should be fun. So I don't have to wait too much longer because we'll just make it a shorter video in the end anyway. If people come in late. I only posted that I was going to be on, I think it was after noontime today here in the East Coast. So here's Pauline. Cheers. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Yeah, I got a bunch of things to pass along today. So, yeah, first of all, Happy New Year, everybody. It's great to see you again. Good to be back in the pilot's chair here, flying away with some more bridge stuff. I think this is going to end up being our 13th or 14th year. I think we're at 14th year. We kind of started in the winter of 2011 into 2012. And then we launched our website in June, but we were doing all the Facebook stuff and all that. Right now, this was January is when we sort of launched to the public, January 2012. So anyway, looking forward to a big year this year. Should be a fun one. Okay, right off the top, we are doing another podcast with Cape Ann Animalade tomorrow morning here at the Bridge Studios. I do not know who they're bringing yet or how many. I'm going to assume it's puppies tomorrow, but you never know. I know we showed one dog, Anita collar. She's like a pit bull mix who was awesome about a month ago, and she's still available. Actually, she's been in a foster for the last couple of weeks, I found out, which is great. But we may end up showcasing her again, but I'm not sure since she's in the foster home. I kind of let Animal Aid call those shots first thing on Thursday morning. So we haven't had a dog last this long before that we've showcased. So I've talked to folks at Animal Aid too, and things get kind of quiet around the holidays. And the other thing too, it's like she's a big, strong dog, and just needs to find the right fit. So we'll see. But anyway, that should happen tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be live yet. My two main tech guys, Matt and Andrew, are going to be here in the morning, so we'll make that decision then. Hey, Thankful, good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. So we'll see if we are live. I don't know if it's going to be just the YouTube thing, because ideally we're on Animal Aid's Facebook page. We're still trying to figure that out. Tomorrow morning should clear a lot of that stuff up as far as what our next step is for the channel, because I'm also going to start creating some content with friends here, different kinds of stories. So I'm going to do like a soft collaboration right now on creating different types of content. One is going to be a little more video storytelling. For example, next week, I'm going to be doing a story on this woman named Elisa Vanelli, and she is a sculptress in Manchester by the Sea, by way of Italy, and she has this really cool concept that she's having documented right now and is trying to get okays from local government or whatever. They're sculptures, they're Tidal sculptures meant to sit in the ocean at certain spots. So say, for example, a mermaid, where when it's high tide, you don't see the mermaid, and when it's low tide, you see the entire mermaid. So anyway, I'm going to end up doing a story with her. I'm doing that with someone who owns a local newspaper here who's also doing a story, and we're going to kind of tag team things together. And I think we're also going to be doing some weekly shows together, talking about the different projects we're working on individually and together. So other projects we're going to be sharing is a walkthrough of Hammond Castle, and I'm doing a documentary on Hammond Castle now, just starting to do the research there, meeting with that team again at the castle next week. Loosey-goosey stuff that I can do with a phone and walk around and show you guys some stuff, or maybe some pre-recorded stuff that I could maybe not like react to, but play the video for, and also be here with you and cut in and add some more context or backstories to it. Kind of imagine if we were all watching the timeline together, but I was sort of a picture-in-picture thing where I'm sort of pausing and telling you different things along the way, like VH1's old pop-up video. So anyway, those are a couple things we're working on. A couple of other things are happening as well, but that's starting immediately. So I know next Wednesday we're going to be doing that story. We're still feeling out exactly what we're doing, so I don't know if it's going to be a live thing or a quick turnaround thing or something a little more polished. But anyway, that should be really cool as well. I am working on three different timelines simultaneously. So there's the Hammond Castle one, there's that double murder mystery in Rockport I've been telling you about as well, and this skating rink in Gloucester too. The history behind that. It's kind of the history of how skating rinks really exploded when they exploded in the country, and especially in this region back 50 or so years ago, which is actually pretty interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. The issue is I'm at the mercy of everyone else for giving me images and chronologies. I can do my own research, but I have to get more content and approval from these three different entities. So the easiest place is Hammond Castle. So I'm meeting with them next week to get moving on that. Another easy spot is the double murder mystery, because I'm pretty tight with the author and I'm meeting with him next week as well. The one that I was hoping to get out of the way first is the skating club, but of course it's the busy season for them. So that might be later this winter. So what I'd like to do is Hammond Castle now, the skating club maybe in a month or so, and then also have that double murder mystery, which I can kind of save for later in the year. Like, I know that'll really play well Halloween time, but that might be the one that I actually get all the info for first. So I couldn't even give you a timeline on when the timelines are going to be done. So anyway, that's what's going on there. So lots of visiting next week, and starting to put together some images, and I already have some rough outlines for two of the scripts. So this is the labor intensive part of the process, is accruing all the facts and getting the chronology down, starting to get the images in. The editing is actually pretty easy once, because that's just having things fall into place. So I got to make the spine of the piece first. There's Christian. How you doing, bud? Happy New Year, everybody. Good to see all the wrenches here present, and Pauline. So yeah, all the heavy hitters tonight, which is nice. So yeah, just going over the latest here. So yeah, tomorrow morning is another big one. The guys will be here early. We kind of go over our different things. One big one is getting me to stream on multiple channels at the same time. We're going to try a couple of those things so I can start doing that on my own, because I really want to start doing this on Facebook as well, to start sort of reeling in those the followers, the bridge followers there, and like kind of introduce that we're starting to do new things here as well. So anyway, once we kind of figure that out, the next step is to do probably the interview shows downstairs in the studio too. So I think tomorrow's going to pretty much set the stage for all of that as well. So that'll be nice to get the next 24 hours out of the way, get a better sense of when more of those studio shows are starting. But what's also cool is knowing for a fact that these other types of content that we're working on starts really a week from today, which will be good, because it's a cool story, a great artist, and a really cool concept too. So there is that. Other things that's going on too at this point is I have a big left, right, center tournament a week from Saturday. We usually do 3 or 4 of these every winter. The January one always sells out. This is already on its way to selling out. I think we usually try to get around 200 spots, and we're already over 130. I haven't even pushed it. I usually do a bunch of live videos from the venue to talk it up, and don't have to do that really this time around, which is nice. It gives me time to work on some other stuff during the week. So that's going to make me kind of busy next week as well. But next week's kind of a crazy week, but that's good. It's been a quiet few weeks working on other things. So we get just back to boots on the ground. So there's that. There's Pixie Dust. Good to see you. I hope everyone's doing okay out there. It's funny. I was actually looking at some. I was scrolling through some of the content on the channel because I kind of forget what's up there, and there's a lot of bridge stuff up there too with the small businesses here. And then I noticed how I think it was January 2022. We had a lot of our New Year's resolutions and predictions. Those shows were going on, so it's funny seeing that stuff again. Who knows what this year is going to bring, but I can guarantee you we're going to start cranking away with the studio stuff sooner than later. So anyway, there is that, and then I'll have more on this like soft collaboration moving forward because that involves like Andrew and the streamography guys that I do things like Fiesta coverage and the Horribles parade with Pauline. So we'll see what happens. But these are things that we've kind of been working on for more than a year now, and now like seriously in the last few months. So I actually have a big meeting Friday about what next steps we're going to take with our part of my work life. So there was that. In the meantime, what else was going on? So we did the Christmas thing. Mary and I were out in Columbus, Ohio. She has family out there. We always do that for just a couple of days after Christmas, like between Christmas and New Year's usually, which is nice. And it was nice out there. We always have a good time. It's funny, we did a lot of travel that year, but a lot of it were just like 3 and 4 day little trips, weekend trips. When the flights are pretty cheap and or you have easy places to stay at. So that was cool. We'll see what comes our way this year. I know I'm going to be in Vegas in the end of February for a few days, meeting some old friends there. I'm not a giant Vegas guy. I mean, I've been like 20 times in my life, but 90% of that was because of work when I was in LA. So, but it's an easy meeting spot for some people, and there's stuff to see out there and do. And other people that I know that I'm going with have never done it before, so it should be pretty exciting for them at least. So there is that. Yeah, but Columbus was a fun time. I actually got to do some big ball bowling again, which is probably just regular bowling to all of you out there. Here being from New England, we do the candlepin bowling, which I believe will also be another video coming up soon. What I'm thinking about doing, I wanted to fly this by you all, is do you want to see me start doing things as if, like some things on this channel, that almost sort of appeals to travelers? Like, for example, I could show off some of the local seafood. I think this will happen when people come to the studio to do those late night kind of shows, but these are kind of things I can be doing on my own. Or show you like the popular beaches around here, walk you through Hammond Castle, show you what candlepin bowling's like things like that. How does that sound? So it's more, more of me doing a vloggy style stuff here too, instead of just popping on, every Wednesday night to shoot the breeze with everybody. So let me know what you think about that, because I've seen people sort of do picture in picture and stuff where they're almost like reaction videos, but I can be showing things off, or if there are things you want to see from our neck of the woods, or have me show off, I can either do it from home or on location. Those can be things that we can do as well for you. So anyway, that's kind of some of the new twists and turns we want to add to the channel. And honestly, this is all stuff that I did for years on Facebook. And because our focus was so hyper local that we weren't doing it on YouTube for the most part. But I think that's something we're going to start doing here because they're pretty easy to do. I mean, one thing I do hate is vertical video. So we'll see how we treat that, because I can see the importance of doing some short stuff, and maybe it's really more promotional stuff for widescreen things that we'll be doing. But anyway, I'm just checking out some of your comments here. Christian predicts great things. Happy New Year stuff. Old guy will get older. There's no doubt about that. Nydia wants everything. Yeah, travel-related stuff should work. Yeah. So that's kind of the idea, and this is sort of what I'm talking to with these other people. It's just, are these things I'm doing live on location? Are there things I'm recording and then editing, which is kind of can be labor intensive? It's that kind of stuff, because honestly, I'd be doing that already. It's problematic going live like from Hammond Castle is actually in like a geographical depression. So it's difficult going live from your phone there too. Pauline can attest to this. She lives in the boonies. We ever try going live from her shop, We used to have issues with that too. Sometimes we'd have to just record ourselves, and I would go home and upload the video. So some of that gets a little wonky. And the other thing too, it's like, am I going live on YouTube where it makes more sense to go live on Facebook, or vice versa? So trying to figure out how to do that and broadcast live, like restream live on two different outlets through your phone, very difficult. With a crew, easier, but you're also more apt to feel like you want to edit a piece too if you have a crew that's lighting and doing audio properly and framing things properly. So who knows? But anyway, more is going to start happening starting next week. So there is that. So yeah, 11 o'clock or so tomorrow, like I said, we'll do another podcast with Animal Aid, see where that takes us next. My niece was back again downstairs painting. I will show that off to you sooner than later. I think you'll like it, especially all of you sitting in this live chat right now. The names are named down there for what I'm talking about. So that'll be nice to do as well. So I think that's kind of the crux of things right now. I know I end up repeating myself because I see people sort of coming in and out. Trying to think about other big plans I have. It's really the simulcasting thing to start doing the shows downstairs, and who can be a part of that crew when we start. So what I would like to do ideally is find a way where I can do one-on-one or one or two interviews on my own down there, or at least do this in the studio setting down there, just to try out different backgrounds and lighting effects, and seeing if I'm doing that through a desktop computer, or a phone, or one of the real cameras we have down there as well. So that's all that next hump that we still got to get on the other side of. So, all right, we'll see you, Christian. Have a great night, and Happy New Year once again. So, yeah, that's essentially it. If you have questions for me, fire them away. If you want to share your stories from the holidays, you can do that as well. I'm just hanging out for a bit. Then it's off to the newsletter, and I've been, like I said, outlining a couple different scripts. So I'm working on that too. That's on the other computer over my shoulder here. And of course, I always have my laundry list of notes in front of me of just different things to do with people to connect with. I'll have to see what jumps out tonight. We're starting up the newsletter again after a week or so off. And we do this big Win It Wednesday contest, like this weekly giveaway thing with a couple dozen businesses in town that happens through a Facebook group. And we're kickstarting that again. What's been difficult is I have like a soft partnership with a Facebook group in Gloucester called Better Together for Cape Ann. And this Win It Wednesday thing I started 12 or 13 years ago. I think it was just after we started our first year with the bridge. It used to be really big, and now it won't go away. It's almost like a weekly coupon. Or little exposure blurbs for local businesses that we've been doing literally every week like clockwork for that long now. Like, I can't even tell you, like, it's hundreds of times. So, but the woman who founded that group passed away a few months ago, and that was tough and rough. Her daughters and I know another couple of people that I know are managing that page now and carrying things on. It's like a kindness page, a local kindness page. And they manage Win It Wednesday now. It's kind of a part of our partnership as I can help bring them a lot of engagement and eyeballs and members for their page. But could they please wrangle this monster for me week in and week out? And so that's what they've done the last couple of years. So anyway, we are going to get back into the groove. Actually, I think they had their first Win It Wednesday. It always starts on Tuesday and ends Wednesday night. So they probably just did the drawing within the last 20 minutes or so. So I'll check that out. So it's just like touching base with them again and seeing if they can still do it. Do they want to do it? Do we change it at all? I don't know. So it's all that like custodial stuff that you do at the end of the year, and the taxes and the finances and what's next, some kind of strategy plan. And then things start to you put into practice in January. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about what's going to happen with the studio tomorrow, and getting those guys back in the room and getting on the same page again and taking the next step. So there is that. Let's see. Nydia's asking, Did our upstairs get finished? Well, it depends who you ask. It's getting closer. There's not much left to finish inside the house, actually. Um, the last big project is the outdoors. We have like a deck area and like a retaining wall that's got to be taken care of. And you know, it's a funky property where um, the street comes right up to our front door basically now. And we have a big driveway that looks like a parking lot out there. So it's trying to get that stuff squared away and animal proofing the yard so we can get animals again and have, I mean, the deck being done would be a huge thing. We thought that was going to happen last spring. It didn't. It was something that ended up in court and got resolved like it should have. But it just ate up half of our year last year with BS. So we're kind of back at square one trying to figure out what the next steps are for that. Um, there's some other things I can say parenthetically right now on why, let's just say, the construction business has slowed down in the last year or so. Not that things aren't being built, but the people who help build them um, are around as often nowadays. So just working through that. And then, of course, that helps serve the rest of the channel, too, because it gives us more room to breathe and we can be out on the deck and show things off, too. But we're still kind of fighting that fight right now. So, but yeah, most of the stuff inside the house is actually done, which has been great. It's been a good winter here. It's funny, we actually had snowfall on Christmas Eve and a Christmas Day, New Year's Eve and a New Year's Day, and like just enough to make things pretty and not really be a nuisance. So that's happened so far. I don't know what kind of winter we're gonna have yet. If we get storms and all that, it usually happens like later in January and then kicks in for 6 weeks or so. But I don't know yet. I guess it's been a little colder than it usually is for winters now. Although now we're gonna hit a little mild strip for a bit, and it rained today. But I don't know if we're gonna get those big storms like we've had. It's been a while since we've had big storms here. I think the last 2 or 3 years we've had one storm each year where there was enough to like shovel and be a pain in the ass. Um, but the times it snowed so far this year, I've gone out with a leaf blower actually and blown the snow away. So who knows? That's it. I'm trying to think of other stuff I have coming up. Oh, I am doing some more of these speaking engagements for Timeline Cape Ann. You've probably seen the story I did in the blizzard of '78. That happened around this time. I know it hit Massachusetts around February 2nd or so in '78, but in mid-January they got crushed by a 2 foot storm, I think, sometime then, and then just got walloped again. So that was an issue. And I know people in the upper Midwest, they have their own blizzard of '78, which I believe was that January storm. Then of course the massive one comes and hits New England not long after that. So anyway, I'm doing a speaking engagement with a local library again, like I did last month. But this is featuring the blizzard of '78. We have like a local weather enthusiast who does really good forecasts here. Joins me, and it's like a story sharing evening, is what that'll be. And I kind of do the same thing the same week at the cable station too, for a smaller audience. But the same thing kind of happens, and we do those monthly now. And the library wanted to get in on that, the newly refurbished library. So each month I do those speaking engagements at least. And the hope is we'll have something new sooner than later. So if I outline some of these scripts and meet up with a couple of key people next week, I think we're going to be in good shape. And like I said, here's the tricky part with the Hammond Castle thing. It's a complicated story. The guy was pretty fascinating. His name was John Hayes Hammond Jr. His father was fascinating as well. And the Hammond Castle team, they do really great social media content almost daily, like slick, well-produced stuff. The people working there are incredibly knowledgeable. It's interesting content. So it's hard trying to see what we can do with a timeline, which is essentially just a straight chronology. They're Cape Ann chronologies, but it's how can we do it in a way that appeals to folks who don't know much about the castle, but also can satiate the local public too that knows a lot about the castle's history. So we're trying to find out what exactly how exactly to tell that story. So anyway, I'm just working through those notes as well too, but that should be a fun one. So that and the murder mystery could be done sooner or later. I was really hoping I can get this Cape Ann Skating Club piece done because I've been to the rink a bunch of times. I got some good B-roll footage when it was snowing out here too. It is their busy season, so I can go to the rink whenever and shoot things like the high school hockey team or maybe some of the skate club in action. But it's just crazy busy right now. So anyway, that's the latest from my world. So this week, not so crazy. I mean, we have Animal Aid and the guys are here tomorrow, which is nice. I'm back at the Azorian with CC tomorrow too. Um, I'll be with Patricia Friday morning, and then I have another meeting after that regarding Bridge Cape Anna studio stuff. Right, probably from where Patricia's working, a saltwater grill, on Friday, and then next week is a big heavy one for me. I've got that story I'm doing on the sculptress on Wednesday, meeting with Hammond Castle, meeting with the authors of the Double Murder Mystery book, and then hopefully shooting some content for the skate club. And then, of course, next Saturday night is my big event at Left Right, at the Elks Club here, Left Right Center. So, and that should be 200 or so people there. Yeah, it always just comes in waves, right? That's just how it works here. So I'm looking forward to it too. So it's all fun stuff. It's all good. It's all stuff I'm looking forward to. We just got to get back underwater again and start, chopping wood and swimming upstream again. So anyway, that's that. So that's about half an hour now. I may take a picture of the painting from downstairs or save that from when we finally go live from down there, which could be as soon as next week. The reason why I know I keep telling them I was going to move the swap office spots because I'm upstairs in the office now and not downstairs in the studio. But it's because we're doing the Animal Aid show tomorrow, and we have to put those big gym mats out on the floor and move things accordingly because we don't know if we're going to have, say, puppies and kittens, which you have to keep separated because we can't have anyone hide outside now with the weather being this junky and the yard's really wet. So anyway, it's just moving crap around, basically. And it's easier to have those guys downstairs in the studio, too. So the three of us can kind of bang our heads together and come up with some solutions here, too. So there is a chance, if any of you are up in the morning tomorrow, that we'll be testing going live on a couple of different channels just to see if it works. You do not have to sweat that at all, just in case you see something or get a notification, especially before 11 a.m. That's just us messing around. If we do go live, that's usually like an 11:15 to 11:30 kind of start, because Animal Aid tends to come here for 11 o'clock, and then we chat for a little bit, make sure the animal's comfortable, and then troubleshoot the broadcast, and then go live or record, depending on any issues that arise. So anyway, that's it. That's the latest from me. I'm hoping everyone's doing all right out there too. I'm excited to show off downstairs to you, especially since I talked to Christian last time around and he didn't realize that we had all of his pastels or a lot of them hanging up in the studio space, because you guys are only seeing really us and the dogs in that wooden background. But there's a lot more to show off in there too. So we'll get down there. In fact, maybe I'll just do this through my phone next week downstairs and walk you guys around and show off some stuff. That's not a bad idea, actually. And that broadcast I know will work well because the Wi-Fi here is good. So anyway, there is that. To all the wrenches, thanks so much for last year and helping out again this year, right? So thankful, Mom, Annalie, Christian, Nydia, of course, and everybody. Good seeing you again, Pauline. I don't know who else was floating around. There's Pixie Dust. Maybe old guy catches us later. We always find out after the fact, too, when people, they get to it when they get to it, and it's still, the fresh new year. There may be people out and about still traveling or getting their heads screwed back on straight again. So anyway, looking forward to doing tomorrow's show. It should be a fun one. I hope we can find some forever homes for whoever we're showcasing. And then off to the studio shows, right? So more bridge content for everybody. So thanks once again. Great seeing you. Enjoy this snowfall for now. Stay warm and cozy. And we will see you all tomorrow. Until then, adios for now.